Let's check out the shots that led to Ricky becoming the player of the year.
Back right here.
All right, so going over his stats, they are pretty insane. All right, so third at D-Glow, second at Preserve Champions Cup in Belton, and then first at Texas State's DDO, Ledgestone, GMC, and the Pro Tour Championship. That means he got 5 wins in one season. And I know you may be thinking like, oh, that's like pretty close to Simon. But I think including those 4 wins and a major is just a massive, massive mark of success. It may not be the same as like other years where Paul got a bunch of wins in one season, but the times are changing. And I think if you get multiple wins in any season, you have done a great job as a disc golfer. And not only that, but looking at the stats, Ricky just performed so strongly at these events. Looking at GMC, he had a 54% Circle 2 percentage. I have about one 55-footer to my name and all the events that I've played. Ricky gets that every single tournament. So I think it is clear to say that while the times are changing, Ricky is still here to stay. Something that I've noticed is he doesn't quite sustain himself as strongly as others. I went to an event where it was Gannon and Ricky, and I noticed that Gannon just has a very strong Circle 2 putt. And I know Ricky does too. But comparing them side to side, it was just clear that Ricky doesn't always have the best stroke. And he has a little bit of faltering. But when he is on, he is spot on. It doesn't matter if it's 40, 50, 60 feet. He can jam it in if he is feeling confident. And I think that is something that will set him apart in the next coming months, next couple of years, where it starts to become clear that he's aging a little bit, he's having a little bit more struggles, maybe Lyme disease is flaring up a little bit more. But if he just has that passion and drive and that confidence, then I think he'll do very strongly. So yeah, you could say the Raptor legs are still in full effect. Looking at the 2023 season, I think that this repertoire of wins will certainly decrease to some degree. But looking at where Worlds is, the same course as GMC. And seeing that Ricky won this year, I think it is very possible to say that Ricky will win Worlds this year. And along with that, he is a great Circle 2 putter at that event, and he has performed well in previous years. And I don't think it'll be decided by Umbrella Gate this year. I think it'll just be a hard fought win Worlds, and I cannot wait to see how it all ends up. I think Dickerson will definitely give him a run for his money. I think Dickerson is really built for Fox Run and Brewster. But you look at the stats, and it's pretty clear that Ricky can dominate. He went 11 under at Brewster, 11 under at Fox Run, and his actual final round was only 3 under at Fox Run. But that is, I would say, a misnomer. I think he will do amazing this year, and I look forward to see how that ends up. So looking at Ricky's form and his putting style, I think it is so clear that he throws extremely overstable discs. He has 3 signature run discs that are all just totally overstable. He can throw them on hard ending lines, and he will very consistently get them where he wants to. So having that reliability to your disc and just your built-in shot shaping makes it very easy to repeat the shots over and over. And he has perfect form so that when he does have to throw 550, 600, he can throw it pretty consistently. And you can see that he is really giving it his all in every single shot that he does. That is something that I've tried to replicate in my game. I've learned from his putting style and his overstability. And I think it actually really translates to any skill level of player. There's just a lot to learn from just throwing with your complete body and not letting any motion go to waste. But coming back to reality a little bit, be totally transparent that Ricky has gotten a decent amount of hate in the last couple of years. He's had a lot of people dislike him for this or that. But let's just look over like all the things that have happened in his past couple years as a disc golfer. He has had a huge setback with Lyme disease. He questionably went the non-medical route where he could have probably taken antibiotics, but he recovered, I would say 100%. He was able to win 5 tour events. He eats healthier than ever. He's exercising extremely often, which he may not do if he didn't have Lyme disease. So he is in peak condition and peak health and status. He has won 5 tour events. And on a much more serious note, his sister has passed from brain cancer. And the week after she passed, he dedicated his DDO event just for her and won it. So if you are truly fighting for something important, like honoring your sister, then I do not think there is a more worthwhile endeavor. So for that reason, I will always root for Ricky. I do think he has some questionable decisions in life, but if he is still fighting for what's truly important in his life, then I have nothing but mad respect for him. That is just a lot to be dealing with and a lot to handle. And just because it's a few years out from the mainstream, this is, I'm sure, something that he deals with every day. And that pain will certainly not just go away just because most people don't talk about it anymore. That is a huge burden to carry. And with that, I think Ricky just truly has this hard set motivation that drives him day after day and makes him a better and better player. He is not the same player that he once was. He certainly has some comments that he made in the old school version of disc golf where it was a little bit more cutthroat. He was a little bit more hating on Paul. Those days have kind of passed. And now he seems to just be like a little bit more introverted and kind of just doing his own thing. And he is just crushing it. I do think his Tour Series wins will decrease a little bit in its 2023 season, but I think his reliability and consistency on the course will shine through in the next year. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe. I'm working towards that 1,000 sub benchmark where I'll be making a video where I spent 48 hours in one course. You do not want to miss it. So with that said, Wild Runs signing out. Peace.